Donald Trump may have just set off a political and legal disaster of his own making. In a stunning twist, new revelations show how the former president's obsession with control may have accidentally opened the door to an investigation targeting himself. What began as a behind-the-scenes effort to weaponize the justice system against his political enemies has now spiraled into a case that threatens to expose every hidden message, every private instruction, and every lie he thought would stay buried. It all started when Trump reportedly urged his longtime ally, former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, to install one of his most loyal personal lawyers, Lindsay Halligan, as the top federal prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia, one of the most sensitive jurisdictions in America, handling national security, intelligence, and high-level corruption cases. The problem: Halligan had never prosecuted a single case in her life. She was Trump's personal attorney, not a public servant. Yet overnight, she became the face of federal justice in Virginia because Donald Trump wanted her there. Why? Because she was loyal. Because she followed orders. Because when Trump said, "Go after them," she didn't ask why. She just did it. And that's where everything began to crumble. Trump's biggest mistake was turning his own social media platform, Truth Social, into a command center for his political operations. Unlike Twitter, which he used while in office, Truth Social is a private company he owns. His SEC filings confirm he's paid through it privately, not as a government official. But Trump blurred the line between public and private, treating his personal company as if it were the office of the president itself. When he wrote, "Pam Bondi, go after my political opponents, go after Comey, Schiff, and Letitia James," he wasn't just venting online. He was issuing an order, and because he did it through his private platform, those communications are now legally vulnerable. Discovery, the legal process where both sides must hand over evidence, can now reach straight into his Truth Social messages, his private DMs, and his coordination with Bondi and Halligan. In other words, Trump may have left the door wide open. Things escalated when New York Attorney General Letitia James, who had sued Trump for massive business fraud, suddenly found herself indicted in Virginia for mortgage fraud. The charges were weak, the evidence thin, but the message was unmistakable. This was retaliation, and Halligan was the one carrying it out. From the start, Halligan's conduct raised alarms. She was caught using the encrypted app Signal to communicate with reporters, with messages set to auto-delete after 8 hours, a violation of federal record-keeping rules. She was also accused of filing indictments without the approval of career prosecutors in her own office. In short, she was acting more like Trump's personal enforcer than a federal attorney. When former FBI Director James Comey faced a similar retaliatory case, he fired back. His lawyers called the prosecution vexatious, malicious, and politically motivated, and demanded full discovery, every message, every memo, every Truth Social post that could reveal Trump's involvement. If a single message says, "Pam, go after him," that could be the ultimate smoking gun. And that's exactly what discovery could now reveal. Trump's defense team may try to hide behind executive privilege, arguing that these were official discussions. But that claim collapses instantly. Bondi wasn't a White House official. Halligan had no presidential immunity. And the communications ran through Trump's privately owned network. The law is clear. You can't claim executive privilege over a private business platform. So what happens next? If Trump's team refuses to hand over evidence, judges could dismiss their prosecutions entirely. But to save those cases, Trump might have to testify, effectively becoming a witness in the investigations he started himself. If he talks, he incriminates himself. If he stays silent, the cases fall apart. Either way, he loses, and it gets worse. Legal experts now argue that Halligan's appointment itself was unlawful. The previous U.S. Attorney, Eric Siebert, was allegedly forced to resign for refusing to prosecute Trump's enemies. Halligan skipped mandatory vetting and Senate confirmation, meaning every indictment she signed, including the one against Letitia James, could be invalid. Trump's revenge campaign is now collapsing in real time. In a dramatic turn, the system he tried to control is turning against him. His digital fingerprints are everywhere, in public posts, private DMs, and communications that can't be erased. Every late-night rant, every reckless order, every deleted post may now become evidence. Trump once claimed his old Twitter account at real Donald Trump was personal to dodge lawsuits for blocking critics. But this time, his own company leaves him fully accountable. You can't own the platform, give orders on it, and then call it personal. When investigators arrive with subpoenas, meanwhile, Halligan's behavior keeps raising red flags. She reportedly appeared at a grand jury session alone, without senior prosecutors, and had to borrow 2 assistants from another district because staff in her own office refused to join. Many career employees viewed her actions as improper and politically driven. Some even described her as the lone Trump loyalist in the room. Now the Justice Department itself is facing a crisis. If Halligan's conduct is declared illegitimate, the fallout could ripple through multiple cases. Legal analysts are already calling this one of the most blatant examples of political misuse of the justice system since Watergate. And the irony is that Trump's own actions exposed it. In trying to punish his enemies, he's handed investigators everything they need to punish him: motive, evidence, and a trail of digital breadcrumbs. The smoking gun might not even be one message. It could be the whole setup: a private platform, a loyal prosecutor, public commands, and unlawful coordination. Even conservative legal commentators are uneasy. One former prosecutor told the Washington Post, "Halligan's appointment and conduct are indefensible. No legitimate U.S. attorney operates this way." Another warned, if any evidence shows Trump's direct involvement, he's opened himself up to obstruction and abuse of power charges. Inside Trump's circle, panic is setting in. Pam Bondi has reportedly hired her own lawyer. Halligan has gone silent. Engineers at Truth Social are racing to secure their servers as federal subpoenas demand archived messages. The digital trail is massive, and all of it leads back to Trump. This isn't just about one bad appointment or one impulsive post. It's about a former president who can't stop treating the law as his personal weapon. It's about a leader who values loyalty more than legality, and the collapse of that belief in real time. If the judge allows full discovery, Trump's communications could soon become public record. Every Truth Social post, every DM to Bondi or Halligan, every deleted message recovered from the servers. That level of transparency could reveal the full architecture of his vendetta. And once that happens, no claim of privilege will save him. The openness he tried to avoid could become the key to his downfall. This may go down as one of the most self-inflicted legal wounds in modern American history. Trump thought he was untouchable. He thought he could install allies, weaponize justice, and silence critics. But by doing it publicly through his own company, he triggered the very legal process that could destroy him. He opened the door, and now investigators are walking right through it. History may remember this as the moment Donald Trump accidentally exposed himself. He built the walls, locked the gates, and somehow trapped himself inside.